it's a scene in countless movies. The pilot falls ill. A passenger who has never flown a plane is forced to take the controls. A calm voice from the ground talks him down. Well, it really happened to Matt Kornblum with one important switch. There was no one to talk him down. Here's Lauren Terry. Matt Kornblum had never flown a plane in his life. But in his 5 days of flying as a passenger with pilot Bill Graham, the 34-year-old electrical engineer from Charlotte, North Carolina, got something of a crash course. Matt designs and installs electrical motors at locations all over the country for the PowerTech company. But when he was assigned to work on a rig at a strip mine in the Arizona desert, he was especially excited because this job would involve his commuting in a small two-seater plane. Each day, Matt took the one-hour flight from Flagstaff, Arizona to the coal mine with colleague Bill Graham at the controls. Some days, they wouldn't fly back to the Flagstaff airport until after midnight. One night, Matt noticed something was wrong with Bill, that he wasn't quite himself.
He mentioned that if he didn't feel any better by the time we landed, he was going to check himself into the hospital.
Matt and Bill were only about 15 minutes away from the airport, but Bill was sweating and pale. Before long, he was in the grips of an apparent heart attack.
About 7-10 minutes later, he passed over, passed out, hit the controls, and I ended up having to reach over and pull him back off the controls.
Matt fought back the panic. It was the middle of the night, and his only experience flying had been a couple of hours sitting next to Bill. And now he was stranded in the sky.
Couldn't get scared out of my mind. I basically felt that a level head was probably the best weapon I had in my favor, the best tool I could use.
Matt knew where the runway was from a green and white flashing beacon on the ground. What he didn't know was that he could flip on the runway lights from the plane. He desperately tried the two-way radio for help, but there was no one on the other end.
I was hoping maybe someone would talk me in. I wasn't really sure I could do it myself. It would have been nice to have some help there.
Bill was unconscious. Although Matt had never landed a plane in his life, he had no choice. He pulled on the stick, operated the foot pedals, and slowly guided the plane down. But he was too high. He had overshot the runway. Matt banked around in a tricky maneuver that could have ended the careers of many seasoned pilots.
I couldn't figure out where I was at. There was a mountain ahead of me, and so for a couple of minutes there, it was like I was lost. I was going to hit something.
But through luck and instinct, somehow Matt lined himself up with the runway again. He bounced 3 times on the tarmac.
And I hit pretty hard that time, and the nose wheel collapsed, and I couldn't steer the plane anymore, and I thought, this is it. It's all over.
With the plane's landing gear collapsed, there was no way the plane could land again. This was Matt's only chance.
I just kind of braced myself and hung on for dear life, and the plane kind of went another couple 100 feet down the runway, stopped bouncing, and it went through the median, up over the taxiway, and kind of slid sideways to a stop.
Matt ran to a phone booth and called 911.
I've got a heart attack and an airplane crash.
And a what?
And an airplane crash. A pilot had a heart attack. I'm an inexperienced pilot. I got the plane down. I'm okay.
Okay.
He's been out about 15 minutes.
The emergency workers raced to the airport to see if they could help Bill Graham. But tragically, it was too late. He had died of a heart attack.
Okay.
The next day, Matt met with Bill's best friend, flight instructor Don Heineman.
And to handle a situation, make a go-around and come in and land the aircraft with minimal damage and no damage to yourself so that you could get out and help Billy.
Yeah.
A great job.
Thanks. Well, I wanted to help Bill as much as I could.
American Journal took Matt to see the plane for the first time since the night of his miraculous crash landing.
Wow. I think I got the shakes again.
Billy was a super pilot, but his big pride was good landings. And to do what Matt did under the circumstances of no runway lights and no lighting and no help or anything else, Billy would have been really happy.
Hey, Papa, how you doing?
When Matt Kornblum walked back into his office, his co-workers greeted him with a hero's welcome. They want him to stay in the plant for the next few weeks, safely on the ground. And that's just fine with Matt.
Glad to have you back, friend.
Good to be here, man.
And amazingly, Matt told us that his experience has not put him off flying. He now wants to take flying lessons and get a pilot's license. What a brave man. When we come back, our intrepid Steve Avison goes ostrich racing and lays an egg.